Okay, today we're going to complete math boxes for lesson 4.2 together, and that is on page 86 in your math journal. So if you could have that out ready to go, we can get started. Alright, let's take a look at box number 1. It just simply says solve, so we're going to do some addition. 8 plus 7 is a pretty simple basic math fact. Do you know what 8 plus 7 is? You might think of 7 plus 7 plus one more. That's what we call a doubles plus 1, and that would be 15. Now if you take a look at the rest of these problems, if you know 8 plus 7, that's going to help you know 80 plus 70. It's like 8 plus 7, but there's going to be a 0 at the end. That would be 150. You should be writing as I'm writing today. We're completing these together. Again, we have 800 plus 700. If you know 80 plus 70, that should help you know 800 plus 700. It's going to look like a 15 again, but this time how many zeros will be at the end? It's going to be 2 of them. Can you read this number now that we've been learning to read larger numbers? This is a 1,500. Wow, it's getting even bigger. Here we have 8,000 plus 7,000. Well, again, knowing this one is going to help you with this one. Since there's all these zeros at the end, we can just add the 8 and the 7, which makes 15. And this time we'll have 3 zeros at the end. And I'm going to go ahead and put a comma in there. That would help you read that number a little bit better. Remember, when you see the comma, that's where you say 1,000. Read this number with me. 15,000. Okay. You also have a unit box here. In a unit box, you should decide what it is you've been adding. Was it pencils? Was it cats? Was it candies? I'm going to say we were adding toys. Don't you wish you had 15,000 toys? Alright, let's go over to box number 2. It says a piece of candy costs 11 cents. I'm going to circle that because that looks like a piece of important information. I pay with 15 cents. Circle that one as well. How much change do I get? Circle the best answer. Well, if all together you have 15 cents and you have to give away 11 of those cents, how much will you have left? How much change will you get back? In other words, we want the difference, so we're going to subtract, starting with the larger number, taking away the smaller number. 15 minus 11. That difference would be 4 cents. So your answer should be B. Let's go to question number 3. It says to estimate. Now, we haven't talked about this word together before. When you estimate, you take your best guess. You try to get close to the real answer. But you're not really solving the problem to get the answer. You're just using your best thinking to come up with a really, really good guess. Okay, so this first one is asking, is 7 closer to 0 or closer to 10? Well, I'm going to scroll down and I want you to look at this ruler, which is a nice number line here. And what they wanted to know is the number 7. Is that closer to 10 or to 0? Well, just by looking at where that 7 is located, you can see that it's closer to the 10. It's only 3 steps away from the 10, but it is actually 7 steps away from that 0. So it's closer to the 10. is 7 closer to 0 or closer to 10? We're going to fill in the 10. Let's look at the next one. Is 53 closer to 50 or closer to 60? Well, let's go down here again. Let's imagine that these are 50s. There's number 50, there's 51, 52, 53, 54. So let's say that this would be 53. Is that closer to 50? Or is that closer to, we're going to pretend that this is 60. The 53, is way closer to the 50 than it is to the 60. So we're going to write 50. All right, we're going to try that one more time. Let's take a look up here. Is 88 closer to 80 or closer to 90? So let's go back to this number line. We'll pretend that this is 80, 81, 82, 83, and so on, all the way up to 90. Is 88 closer to 80 or closer to 90? This would be 88. Is it closer to 80 or closer to 90? Yeah, we can see that that's closer to 90. That's called estimating. You're figuring out what a number is closer to. Which 10 is it closer to? And we call these the tens when they end with a 0. Any number that ends with a 0 is what we call a multiple of 10. Sometimes we just call those counting by the tens. All right, over to box 4. Circle the names that belong. This is a name collection box for $1. We need to figure out which ones belong. We're going to circle them. Reading those directions is very important. It does not tell us to X anything out, so we will not do that. Let's find the things that are $1 and circle them. What about 10 dimes? Is that $1? It sure is. 10 dimes, counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That would be cents. That's 10 dimes right there. So we're going to keep 10 dimes. That's definitely $1. What about 4 quarters? We all know that 4 quarters makes $1. Let's keep that one. What about 100 pennies? Doesn't that make 100 cents? Well, 100 cents is the same as $1. So let's keep that one. Now we said up here that 10 dimes is $1. So could 5 dimes also equal $1? Let's count them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's only 50 cents. This is not $1, so I'm not going to circle it. What about 18 nickels? Well, I'm not so sure. I think I'm going to have to try counting them. Nickels are worth 5 cents, so I'm going to count out 9 nickels here. And I'm going to count those by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Let's do 9 more nickels. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. 18 nickels is only 90 cents. It is not $1, so we will not circle it. What about 5 nickels? Again, counting by 5s. I'm going to use these 5 dots over here since I already have 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's not $1, so I'm not going to circle the 5 nickels. we have found 3 answers. Those are all names for $1. Going to box number 5 now. Circle the number sentences that are true. Okay, so if it's true, then that means whatever is on one side of the equal sign is going to be the same as what's on the other side of the equal sign. Remember, because equals means the same. Okay, equals means the same. So if these are going to be true sentences, then what's on this side of the equal sign should be exactly the same as what's on this side. Let's take a look. This first number sentence says 9 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 9. The first thing you should notice is that these are turnaround facts. And even if you don't know the answer to the turnaround fact, or to either of these facts, you should know that turnaround facts always have the same answer. So that should be your clue that this is a true number sentence. 9 plus 7 is actually 16. So of course 7 plus 9 is also going to be 16. Those are equal to each other. So we're going to circle this one. That's a true sentence. Let's take a look at the next one. 8 minus 5 is equal to 5 minus 8. Something should sound strange to you there. I'm going to draw 5 dots. Is it possible to take away 8 dots right now? It's not. We cannot subtract starting with a small number and then taking away something larger. So 8 minus 5 makes 3, but we really can't do this subtraction problem. This is not a true number sentence, so we're going to leave this one alone. Again, look at the bottom one. 6 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 6. You should also again recognize that these are turnaround facts. Even if you don't know the answer, you should see that they would have the same answer, regardless of what the number is. 6 plus 5 is 11. What's 5 plus 6? It's also 11. Those are the same, those are equal to each other, so we should circle that one. That is a true number sentence. And finally, box number 6. Draw the other half of the shape and write the name of it. So here's a dotted line that's going right down the center, and on the left they have drawn half of this shape. We need to draw the other half, so we should copy it and make it look exactly like it does on the left side. Okay? Now looking at this shape that has been drawn, what is the name of this shape? It has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. What's the name of a 3-sided shape? I can give you a hint. The letters tri mean 3. Yep, this shape is a triangle. It has 3 sides and it also has 3 angles. We'll learn about angles sometime soon. Yep, it's a triangle. Thank you for your hard work today on Math Boxes for lesson 4.2.